What is up, everybody? Cornucopia of Craziness back here again with my friend Brandon.
Make America great again!
Just like in the May the 4th video. Anyway, today we're going to McDonald's with my friend.
Yeah, it's me.
And we're and we're going to see Independence Day Resurgence later tonight. And we'll give you guys a review after we do that. Based on the events that are happening today, Brandon, the musically inclined of the two of us, is going to play the Independence Day theme. Before we see the sequel, we're gonna watch the first.
Jeff Goldblum! Jeff Goldblum! Jeff Goldblum! Jeff Goldblum!
Dude, what is wrong with you?
Will Smith. Boomer will live.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah. We will not go quietly here tonight. We will not bear shit out and fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Alright, now we're leaving to go see the sequel. What do you think it's gonna be?
How do you think
it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be Independence Day Resurgence. I'm getting in this part.
1 hour and 59 minutes later.
It was absolutely terrible. It was such a terrible movie. I don't think I've ever been so quick to walk out of a movie since Alice in Wonderland. I swear to God, I thoroughly did not enjoy it whatsoever. The only good thing was Jeff Goldblum, you know? But I mean, the rest of it was absolutely terrible.
Say that to the camera.
It was absolutely terrible. Do not watch this movie. You know, I could make a better sequel out of a 360p camera and Flash. The amount of political correctness in the movie was so astonishing, I was almost sick to my stomach. I swear to God, it was one of the most terrible movies I have ever seen, and I guarantee you I will not watch it again. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. How can they release a movie like that? How can they release a movie like that? I just, it bewilders me. It absolutely astonishes me and bewilders me that they would be able to make some kind of a movie like that. Like, that they would spend all that money to create such a stupid movie. It felt like a knockoff. It was completely untrue to the original. It just happened to have Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum and all the other people in it. They completely killed off all the characters that weren't absolutely necessary. All the new guys were terrible. It was cheesy. It was corny. It made no sense whatsoever. And, my question is, where the hell is Jeff Goldblum's ex-wife from the first one? Where the hell did she go? Is she suddenly just not in it? I mean, they were just so under budget that they couldn't get the actors. They should have spent more money getting actors. The camera was moving so fast.
That movie was really, really disappointing for Brandon here. But I'm gonna...
Disappointment, that's an understatement. Look, I've wasted enough breath, and I'm not gonna talk about this movie anymore just because it's given me such a bad taste. It's given me a bad taste in my wallet, it's given me a bad taste in my mouth, and it's given me a bad taste in movies in general. Here's just something for the people who watch your vlog, and for people that are on YouTube. If something looks politically correct, don't get into it.
I don't see the
I saw the entire thing. It was
movie,
the gay innuendo between Brent Spiner and the other dude. It was the female president. Like, those characters, you watch their performance, and as I was explaining to when we were coming here, it was... I just can't believe it. Like, when you see how the characters acted, you can understand that they were written a completely different way.
Yeah.
And they acted according to what they were told and not toward what the part was.
Yeah. And
That's why I'm angry.
Plus, the movie was full of pointless characters. Like, the new characters sucked.
There was some stupid stuff.
Like, I could not give a crap about any new character in this movie.
And they all
like,
thought they were 10.
Yeah.
Like, the new characters
And what I hated was that there was no,
Was
like...
anybody over 18 in the movie?
Like, what I was so astonished about as well was that they were, they had the ability after 20 years to where, like, you saw they rebuilt the Capitol and the White House. They had all those flags, and they're like, the second that there was an international emergency, they had everyone online. All the international leaders are online right now talking. And the first day, they don't even discuss it. They just say, okay, fire. We don't know what it is, fire. It's an alien, kill it.
The military in this movie was stupid. They were stupid. They said yes to every single military action that they could take without any sort of thought to the consequences.
You see, look, I mean, not to get too political, but I mean, personally, based on, if you saw the beginning of this vlog, obviously, I am a conservative. I identify as a Republican. But I have never seen something so pro-war in my life.
Exactly. The military were a bunch of yes men.
No, yes, there was. In the making of it, there was. They were completely.
There was politics in zero. It was just a stupid movie.
It's not the fact that it was just a stupid movie. You can notice that they were pandering to political correctness. It's the same thing as they do in Star Wars when they say the protagonist has to be female. Like, the protagonist has to be the way that they're written.
Jeff Goldblum was the best part of this movie, but they gave him nothing to do.
You'd be surprised how much people are getting paid to do that kind of stuff. There is stuff that's politically correct about it, and that's what's ruining entertainment.
Brandon, do you agree that Jeff Goldblum was the best part of this movie, but they gave him nothing to do?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, totally. Jeff Goldblum improvised as much as he could, and he did as much as he could. In the end, Jeff Goldblum got money. I'm happy that Jeff Goldblum got money.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the school bus is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Judd
Hirsch, yeah.
It was ridiculous. Him even.
Like,
the whole thing with the school bus was, then the way they got out of it, there was too many,
there were too many
like at the last references to the last movie, like them escaping at the end, like,
yeah,
just getting out.
You know what I also think was that there were too many, it's over, now it's not over. Like, the movie could have been over like 7 times before it actually ended. They said, oh, we defeated them. No, we didn't. We defeated them. No, we didn't. We defeated them. No, we didn't. And what happened to that? Yeah, I don't want to... spoilers. You might as well turn it off or cut this part out for spoilers.
I'm going to tell the viewers that there's going to be spoilers in this video in the title.
Okay.
So...
All right, so was the president the lady from Law and Order?
No. I can't remember her name. Selma or
Sorry if the light's bothering you guys, just so you know.
Remember the name, her name. Elizabeth.
I don't know, but she, she looked like such a weak president. And they were all in that room standing together. I wonder what happened to them. Like, did the aliens kill them? That was all off screen. Are they going to show in the next movie that they lived?
But
Interstellar travel.
the big problem,
idea.
the big problem that I have with the end though, is how they treated Bill Pullman's death. Like, you might think that it's not that big of a deal, but like
It was a big deal.
there was no emotion behind his death. Like, after he died, except for the daughter for like a few seconds, nobody cared. No one cared.
And also,
and plus he died
I don't like his daughter for falling in love with such a dude as Liam Hemsworth acted. I mean, like, that's the kind of guy that all girls seem to fall in love with these days, I guess. I don't know.
Liam Hemsworth was like that Kyle Reese in Terminator Genesis. What was his name? Jai Courtney. Liam Hemsworth was like Jai Courtney in the fact that he was boring.
Wait, he looked like a young version.
Like a young version of Captain Kirk.
Oh, yeah, like Chris Pine.
Yeah, it was like a
Liam Hemsworth was probably the most boring character in this whole movie.
It's
He
just
had
that all
no
the characters-
personality.
Like, every character who was supposed to play a certain part played exactly like a really predictable part.
They were all the same.
You knew, but you knew what they were gonna do. Like, the weak guy does something strong for the girl. He wants to use a love interest, and she jokes around. And Will Smith's son was the charismatic leader who takes on from the last one. He was like the Finn of Independence Day. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this right now. Out of 10, what would you give this movie?
Negative 649.
No, seriously.
Negative
No, because it was still
649.
better than Hobbit.
That's your rating.
Negative 649.
Wow.
Terminator Genesis was like negative 652.
So just slightly better than Terminator Genesis. Because Terminator Genesis, if you didn't already, we went to see that at the theater, and he had worse of a reaction.
I
than
don't
this.
know. I think
I
that
give it
this was
one
still
star.
a pretty. I give it nothing.
And
I
like,
give it
you know,
absolutely
and on
nothing.
the Rotten Tomatoes thing, it would be like 1.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you want to watch a movie that helped Jeff Goldblum get more money, watch it. Like if you like Jeff Goldblum, only go to watch it for Jeff
At the
Goldblum.
beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
it's so damn slow.
Like, I would
just
say,
don't copy
I would
the
also
first
say
one.
watch Terminator Genesis for Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that movie was so bad that I don't want to
I wouldn't even
satisfy
watch it for Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think that Genesis was. What do you mean it wasn't that bad?
It wasn't that.
It was worse than this.
No, it wasn't. This was definitely was.
Oh man. Well,
You make Batman and Superman look like a 4-star movie.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. It
yeah,
made Dawn of Justice
you actually,
look like
you
a
actually
4-star
like that
movie.
movie.
Dawn of Justice was
I liked it.
Dawn
You
of,
know,
Dawn of Justice was The Empire Strikes Back compared to this movie. If you're comparing movies right now, you know what? Well, all right, let's be fair. You're comparing movies right now. Independence Day Resurgence is The Phantom Menace, or The Attack of the Clones, because it's worse than Phantom Menace. Okay,
Right.
Star Wars fans. This is the Independence Day Resurgence is the Attack of the Clones compared to what Batman vs Superman is like A New Hope.
And for me, for an out of 10 rating, I'm gonna pull a Bret Hart and call this a 4 out of 10.
4.
Yes, a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
You're really generous.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. I guess I'm being really generous because I had low expectations already because of the Rotten Tomatoes rating. But
Oh, you saw the Rotten Tomatoes rating?
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw it too.
everybody saw it.
It was 32.
32. That was really generous also. And they gave it 32, yeah, but they gave grown-ups too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
And Grown Ups was funny.
Grown-ups.
All right, before I end this vlog here, because I'm assuming that it's getting very long for you guys watching this, I'm gonna give my final thoughts on Independence Day Resurgence. There's just gonna be like a few little tidbits here and there. The original characters were probably the best parts of this whole movie. I felt like Julius Levinson, played by Judd Hirsch, he wasn't in this movie too much, and I was really disappointed by that. He was one of my favorite characters in the first movie. Jeff Goldblum was great. Like me and Brandon said in the car, Jeff Goldblum was probably the best original character in this movie. Brett Spiner was overacting, just like he was in the first movie. I don't know if I appreciate his performance because it was so true to the original movie, or if I hated it because it was so overacted. The new characters were so underdeveloped that I could not get into them at all, especially Liam Hemsworth. There was no stakes with them, they had no personality, they were all the same character, just interwoven within the storyline. I could not give a crap about any of them. And, like, the story with the spear was so complicated. Like, I did not get that thing with the spear at all. Like, apparently, they get the spear's ship, or whatever, their leader got shot by the United States military, or whoever it was, the intergalactic military. Again, the intergalactic military in this movie is stupid. They will say yes to anything. They'll shoot anything that they think is threatening. They won't consider the consequences at all. They just didn't care. They would just shoot at anything that moved. But, kind of dwelling here. Kind of, the one thing that dragged this movie down, or one of the things that dragged this movie down, was the fact that there was no Will Smith. If Will Smith had been in this movie, it kind of would have been slightly better, because he could have carried it just as Jeff Goldblum did. He and Jeff Goldblum would have carried this movie had Will Smith had been in it. But I bet that he looked at the script and he said, nah, I ain't doing this. And he just decided not to do it. So, that's my final thoughts on the movie. That's the end of my vlog. Peace out.